Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Translate. Welcome to part 3 of 4 of my Vault of Glass raid guide. I'll be putting links up on the screen for part 2 and for part 4 if you want to go check those out later after this video. I'd really appreciate it if you did. Now, this section of the raid is called the Gorgons Labyrinth. Now, I'll be showing you how to get to the first chest, which is off to the left of where you drop down. It's really easy to get to. I've sped it up a bit, but you should be able to understand where to go. And I'll also show you how to get to the other chest. But in the meantime, I'll describe to you what the Gorgon is, and the easiest way to get through these caverns. Now, a Gorgon looks like a harpy, except with holographic signatures over its body. It doesn't actually shoot you or anything, but it gives you a debuff when it looks at you, called Gorgon's Gaze. Now, what happens when you get the Gorgon's Gaze is you practically have failed. You'll die in a matter of minutes, and that's all that happens. There's nothing that you can do. Now, what you have to do is you have to try to run through this cavern, or the labyrinth, without getting seen by the Gorgons. So the easiest way to do this is just follow the path which me and my friends do. But first of all, we get to the second chest before actually trying to do it, because there's no point going to the second chest and trying to escape because it's too hard. They're two different routes. So instead, we go to the chest on the right side, which is located through here. You'll see that we hide behind this rock, and then we wait until the Gorgon has gone to the left side of this rock that's around here. You'll have to check for it. My friend Flo checks for me. It's just out to the left there, and you'll see it start going away, and then you sprint. But the problem with sprinting is the more you actually make more noise if you're sprinting than when you're walking. You can sprint quite easily, but you just have to be careful with like how close you are to a Gorgon. If you walk everywhere, you will be unheard of, really. But if you're sprinting around, they'll definitely hear you a lot of the time, so you have to be a bit careful with that. But it's not that bad. The worst thing to do is actually use your your floating ability. So for the Warlock it's Glide, for Titans it's Lift, and for the Hunters it's their double and triple jump. This actually alerts the Gorgon's heap, so you want to try to avoid using that as much as you possibly can. But this section of the raid is probably the easiest, even though I've had difficulty here before. As long as you follow the path, you should be okay. It's just a matter of taking your time and staying together as a group as much as you can. The guy that we're playing with here, Busy, he showed us a different route that he goes through, and it was really easy to do. We got through first try. We only reset because we had to go get to the other chest. That was probably the hardest part of the whole raid. Just having to get to that second chest. Now, after you do the actual caverns here, the labyrinth, you'll get to a jumping puzzle section. Now, I'm not going to describe in depth what to do with the jumping puzzle, but I will roughly explain what to do. Now, the jumping puzzle the hardest part of it is probably just making the distance, because if you die at the end there, as long as you have someone else that's at the other end of the jumping puzzle, you'll be able to actually get revived. So my technique is to not run down to the lowest platform. As you'll see, we'll be jumping down here. I stay on this one here usually. I don't know if I do it in the footage, but I then sprint off, and you just fall stuff. Like you jump off and you see sprint all the way off the edge, and you go as far as you can. And then as soon as you start getting close to it, then you start using your glide or your lift or your double jump. You can try to use the platforms, the ones that appear and disappear. I've had less success with that than I have been just by jumping off the edge. I find jumping off is a lot easier, but you can experiment. It doesn't matter if you die. You can stuff around. It doesn't really matter that much. But yeah, I hope this section of my raid guide helped you a lot. If it did, please leave a like and comment, and yeah, let me know how you enjoyed it. I'll leave a link on the screen for part 3 and for part 2 and part 4 again for you. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.